There is a moment in every life when the world becomes louder than your own thoughts. A moment when you feel as if everything is pushing you to move faster, decide quicker, and speak before you truly understand what is happening. And yet, somewhere inside you, there is a different voice, a quieter one that whispers instead of shouts. A voice that tells you to slow down, to pay attention, to sense what cannot be seen. That voice is the beginning of a power that few ever develop. The power of the observer, the silent advantage that separates impulse from strategy, reaction from mastery, and chaos from clarity. You may not realize it yet, but you have felt this power before, in the way your body tightens when a room feels wrong, in the instinct that tells you someone is not being honest, in the way your mind connects pieces that no one else notices. It is easy to ignore these moments, to drown them in noise, to rush past them because the world rewards urgency, not awareness. But what if the real strength was never in speed? What if the ones who move slower are the ones who see everything? There is a truth hidden beneath the surface of every interaction. People reveal themselves long before they speak. Their posture, their tone, the tension in their jaw, the pause before they answer, everything communicates. Most just never learned how to listen. They never trained themselves to read the world. But you can. And once you do, your life changes in ways impossible to imagine. Suddenly, you stop being surprised by betrayal. You stop falling into traps disguised as opportunities. You stop giving your energy to people who do not deserve it. You stop fighting battles that are already lost. This power begins with silence, your silence. The silence that unsettles people who rely on deception. The silence that protects you from manipulation. The silence that forces others to reveal what they tried to hide. When you observe before you act, you shift the balance. You become the one who decides. But silence is not passive. It is active, sharp, deliberate. Silence is a blade that cuts through illusion. It is the space where truth is exposed and lies collapse. Most are afraid of silence because in silence they must confront themselves. You, however, are learning to welcome it, because you are beginning to sense what others never see. That every emotion has a shadow. Every intention has a root. Every human being is constantly signaling who they are. The world is a map. You only need to learn how to read it. There will be moments when your patience feels like weakness, when people mistake your calm for hesitation, when they believe you are slow because you do not rush. Let them. Their assumptions are your advantage. Their confidence blinds them. Your awareness sharpens you. They move in straight lines. You see the entire pattern. They speak to be heard. You listen to understand. They act for attention. You act for purpose. You will begin to notice things that once slipped past you. The brief flicker in someone's eyes revealing doubt. The stiffness in their shoulders showing hidden tension. The way a voice becomes slightly higher when someone is lying. The way a smile curves differently when it hides resentment. Your perception sharpens not because you gain new senses, but because you stop ignoring the senses you already have. And with this awareness comes something even more powerful: choice. When you know what people truly want, you know how to respond. When you know who is genuine, you know whom to trust. When you sense conflict approaching, you know how to position yourself. Observation gives you the one thing impulsive people never have: strategy. The quietest person in the room is often the one holding all the information. And information is power. Not the loud, destructive power people chase, but the subtle, unshakable kind that makes you untouchable. The kind of power that grows not from domination, but from understanding. The kind of power that cannot be stolen because it exists within you. You are not becoming someone different. You are becoming someone deeper. Someone who uses silence as strength. Someone who sees the truth beneath the surface. Someone who observes before they act. Someone who understands that real power is not in motion, but in intention. And intention begins with awareness. Soon, you will realize something extraordinary. Once you understand people, you no longer fear them. Once you understand their motives, their patterns, their weaknesses, their insecurities, they lose the ability to control you. And when you are free from their influence, you gain a freedom that few ever experience. The freedom to act on your own terms. The freedom to move with purpose instead of panic. The freedom to respond instead of react. You are stepping into a new way of being, one where you no longer chase validation, one where you no longer explain yourself, one where your silence speaks louder than your words.
One where your calm becomes your shield, one where your awareness becomes your power, and everything begins with the choice to observe before you act. There is something ancient in the act of watching the world before entering it. Warriors once learned this instinct not from books or teachers, but from survival itself. The ones who rushed into battle without reading the environment were the first to fall. The warriors who endured were the ones who waited, who sensed, who predicted. Their strength was not in their weapons, it was in their perception. They could feel danger before it had a shape. They could anticipate movement before it occurred. They could understand an enemy without exchanging a single word. That instinct still exists within you. It has simply been buried under noise, speed, and distraction. Modern life has conditioned people to respond instantly. Notifications, comments, demands, everything pushes you to act without thinking. But the more you rush, the less you see. The less you see, the more vulnerable you become. Slow is not weak. Slow is precise. Slow is powerful. Slow is the rhythm of someone who understands life deeply. You will notice that people who lack awareness live in constant conflict. They misunderstand others, misinterpret intentions, and misjudge situations. Their life is a sequence of avoidable mistakes. They move like someone swinging blindly in the dark. They exhaust themselves fighting battles they created. You, however, are learning to see the world with clarity, with depth, with patience, and this alone separates you from the majority. Observation gives you something rare: emotional distance. Not coldness, not indifference, but the ability to feel without being consumed, to understand without being overwhelmed, to help without losing yourself. When others speak, you don't only hear the words, you hear the intention behind the words. When they react, you don't only see the reaction, you see the wound beneath the reaction. This does not make you superior, it makes you aware. And awareness is the foundation of wisdom. There will come a time when you sit in a room and feel as if every person is speaking too loudly, too quickly, too thoughtlessly. You will feel like a visitor in the world of impulsive people. You will sense everything: the tension between two individuals, the insecurity someone tries to hide, the jealousy behind a forced compliment. It may overwhelm you at first, but with time, you will learn to navigate it, to use it, to understand it. And once you understand it, you become powerful. Not because you seek control, but because you understand what controls others. You understand fear. You understand pride. You understand desire. You understand insecurity. These forces guide human behavior more than logic ever has. Once you see them clearly, you predict outcomes before they unfold. You will realize that the greatest advantage you can have is not knowledge of the world, but knowledge of people. Knowledge of how they think, how they feel, how they hide, how they reveal. When you observe before you act, you allow the truth to come to you instead of chasing answers. You learn that every pause has meaning. Every hesitation tells a story. Every silence reveals a secret. This is why your presence begins to unsettle those who rely on confusion. You see too much. You understand too quickly. You cannot be manipulated easily. People who depend on deception will feel exposed around you, not because you confront them, but because your silence forces them to confront themselves. You mirror their intentions back to them, even if you say nothing. Observation is not just awareness of others, it is awareness of yourself. You begin to recognize your own impulses, your own triggers, your own emotional reactions. And when you understand yourself, you are no longer controlled by your past. You stop repeating cycles that once felt inevitable. You stop falling for the same patterns. You stop being led by unresolved emotions. You become deliberate. You become intentional. You become someone who chooses their path instead of drifting through it. This shift is quiet, invisible to most, but life-changing for you. People may not understand why you seem calmer, why you react less, why you choose your words carefully, why you no longer explain, justify, or defend yourself. But you will know. You will know that silence is not emptiness. It is precision. It is control. It is mastery. And mastery begins long before action. It begins with observation. There will come moments when you consider returning to your old ways, moving quickly, acting without thinking, speaking without sensing. But then you will remember the cost of impulsivity. You will remember the mistakes you made when you reacted instead of understanding. You will realize that attention is the weapon that protects you from repeating old pain. And you will choose the wiser path, the quieter one, the stronger one.
In this world, people admire loudness, but they follow those who listen. They trust those who understand. They respect those who observe. They fear those who see the truth beneath the surface. And you are becoming one of those people, not through force, not through dominance, but through awareness, through perception, through the power that grows in the stillness before action. There is a deep, ancient mystery in the lives of those who speak little but understand much. The ones who do not ask for attention yet command it. The ones who do not compete for validation because they are anchored in something greater than approval. The ones whose presence alters the energy of a room, not by volume, but by depth. You are becoming one of them. This transformation does not happen overnight. It begins subtly, almost imperceptibly. You start noticing that you no longer feel the need to fill silence with words. You no longer rush to give your opinions. You no longer chase the feeling of being heard. Instead, you observe, you study, you read, you sense. And the more you observe, the more you understand. People reveal themselves in layers. Most only look at the surface. They judge based on faces, voices, reputations, roles. But the truth of a person lives deeper. Beneath their defenses, beneath their masks, beneath their practiced expressions. When you look closely, you begin to see patterns in human behavior that repeat across ages, cultures, and personalities.
You begin to understand what drives people. The desire to be seen, the fear of being rejected, the longing for connection, the need for significance. Every action is a message. Every behavior is a clue. Every reaction is a revelation. And once you see these patterns, you start to anticipate outcomes long before they happen. This is not intuition, it is awareness. It is the quiet ability to read emotional terrain the way a seasoned traveler reads the sky. A shift in tone becomes a forecast. A change in posture becomes a warning. A pause becomes a confession. You are learning the language of what is unspoken. This awareness does not make you cynical. It makes you prepared. You begin to trust your senses more than you trust excuses. You begin to rely on patterns more than promises. You begin to believe behavior over words. You begin to measure people by their consistency instead of their charm. And in this clarity, you stop giving power to those who do not deserve it. You stop letting people drain your energy through hidden motives or mixed intentions. You stop letting guilt control your boundaries. You stop letting emotional pressure dictate your decisions. You stop allowing chaos to influence your peace. Peace becomes your default, not your reward. Silence becomes your ally, not your escape. Awareness becomes your armor, not your burden. There will be moments when people try to provoke you. They will test your patience. They will attempt to draw you into conflict, into arguments, into emotional traps. But you will no longer respond from impulse. You will not allow yourself to be pulled into battles where you gain nothing. You will pause. You will observe. You will decide. And because of that, you will win without fighting. Winning does not always mean overpowering someone. Sometimes winning means not engaging. Sometimes winning means walking away. Sometimes winning means refusing to let someone dictate your emotions. Sometimes winning means letting silence speak for you. And silence is powerful. It disarms people. It exposes them. It makes them reveal more than they intended. When you speak less, others speak more, and in doing so, they unveil their motives. Silence turns the world into a confession. This is why manipulators prefer impulsive people. Impulsive people are predictable. They are easily triggered. They react emotionally. They can be guided, distracted, and controlled. You are no longer one of them. You are becoming someone who responds intentionally, someone who cannot be provoked easily, someone who sees through manipulation before it begins. And that threatens those who rely on confusion to maintain control. They will sense your clarity, your calmness, your growing strength. They will feel exposed by your stillness, not because you confront them, but because your awareness strips away their illusions. They cannot hide from someone who truly sees. As you grow in this power, you will notice something unexpected. Your life becomes simpler, not easier, but clearer. You stop wasting energy on things that do not matter. You stop chasing temporary satisfaction. You stop investing in hollow relationships. You stop fearing the loss of people who never valued you. You stop confusing busyness with purpose. Your life slows down just enough for you to breathe, to think, to feel, to understand. And in that space, you discover something profound. Clarity is freedom. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from emotional chaos.
Freedom from your old self. When you observe before you act, you reclaim your mind. You reclaim your time. You reclaim your boundaries. You reclaim your power. You reclaim your life. And the more you observe, the more powerful you become, not in dominance, but in direction. Not in control over others, but in control over yourself. Not in superiority, but in understanding. You begin to sense opportunities before they appear. You begin to sense relationships before they unfold. You begin to sense danger before it strikes. You begin to sense truth before it is spoken. This is the power that has been waiting inside you, a power hidden beneath the noise of the world, a power that emerges only when you slow down, when you listen, when you pay attention, a power that grows in the quiet spaces where most people never look. You are no longer moving through life blindly. You are moving through life with intention. You are stepping into each moment with awareness. You are no longer acting from instinct alone. You are acting from understanding. You are acting from depth. You are acting from the strength that comes from true perception. In time, you will realize that the greatest transformations are not loud. They do not come with dramatic announcements or visible milestones. They begin quietly, in the unseen choices you make when no one is watching, in the way you breathe before you respond, in the way you listen before you speak, in the way you observe before you act. This final phase of your evolution is not about becoming someone new, but about shedding what is false. Letting go of the need to be understood by everyone. Letting go of the urge to react to everything. Letting go of the fear of pausing before making a decision. Letting go of the belief that you must always act quickly to be effective. Slowness becomes strength. Stillness becomes clarity. Silence becomes mastery. And mastery is not about control. It is about understanding. When you understand yourself, you no longer fear your emotions. When you understand others, you no longer fear their judgment. When you understand your environment, you no longer fear uncertainty. Observation gives you the ability to see the underlying structure of life. You begin to notice how your thoughts shape your behavior, how your emotions shape your decisions, how your environment shapes your energy. You begin to see how everything is connected, how nothing is truly random, how patterns repeat themselves until you learn their lessons. This awareness allows you to break cycles that once felt inescapable. You start recognizing the moment right before you make a mistake. You sense the shift inside you before you fall into an old habit. You feel the tension rising before you react impulsively. And in that split second, you choose differently. This is the kind of transformation that changes your destiny. Not through force, but through clarity. Not through effort, but through attention. And with time, something else happens. Your presence changes. People feel it even before they understand it. You move differently. You speak differently. You choose differently. You carry yourself with a quiet confidence that does not need to be advertised. You radiate a kind of calm that others cannot explain. They will begin to look to you for guidance, not because you seek leadership, but because your awareness makes you someone who sees what others overlook. They trust you because you do not react emotionally. They respect you because you choose your battles. They admire you because you are unmoved by chaos. But this path comes with a responsibility, the responsibility to remain honest with yourself. Awareness without integrity becomes manipulation. Awareness with integrity becomes wisdom. Your power must be grounded in truth, not ego. You do not observe to control others. You observe to understand them, to protect your peace, to make decisions aligned with your values. And the more you honor this, the more your intuition sharpens. You begin to feel the difference between what is right and what is easy, between what is real and what is convenient, between what is meant for you and what only distracts you. You stop chasing people who do not choose you. You stop holding on to situations that drain you. You stop forcing outcomes that are not aligned with your path. You stop allowing your past to shape your present. You become someone who moves with intention, someone who speaks with purpose, someone who acts with clarity, someone who sees the entire field before making a single move. And this is the essence of real power, the kind that cannot be taken from you, the kind that grows from within, the kind that remains steady even when the world around you is unstable, the kind that comes from observing before acting. This world is filled with noise, but you are learning to hear what others cannot. It is filled with distraction, but you are learning to focus on what matters.
It is filled with chaos, but you are learning to find order beneath the surface. And now, you stand at a turning point, not because of what you do next, but because of how you will choose to see from this moment forward. Your life will no longer be driven by reaction. It will be driven by intention. Opportunity will look different. Relationships will feel different. Decisions will come easier, because you are no longer blind to what has always been in front of you. You are awake. You are aware. You are present. And from this presence comes a power that cannot be imitated, a power that grows quietly, a power that expands with each breath, each moment, each choice, a power that reveals itself not in action, but in clarity. You are the one who sees before acting. You are the one who listens before speaking. You are the one who understands before deciding. And in a world full of noise, the one who observes holds the greatest power of all.